Hello, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you very much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your prediction for March 2026. It is a collective general reading, so as the messages come through today, take what fits and leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means it's meant for someone else. Also, be sure to check out your other placements. If you don't know what they are, in the description box is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. With all of that said, now let's begin. And that was the Six of Pentacles card there that wanted to show itself. So we'll see if that comes back out in your reading. Tapping into the Capricorn collective now, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What does the Capricorn collective not see coming for the month of March 2026? What do they need to know for the month ahead? One more shuffle here. Thank you. In the heart of your spread, you have the Queen of Pentacles. There you are, whether you're masculine or feminine. In the top row, you have the Wheel of Fortune. You have the Queen of Wands. And you have the Ten of Cups. Flanking the Queen of Pentacles is the Page of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands. And in the bottom row, you have the Hanged Man, you have the Two of Cups, and you have the Ace of Cups. Sneak peek now into April. Five of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, and the Queen of Cups. And that leaves the High Priestess, the Five of Wands, and a King of Pentacles here at the bottom of the deck. I want to scoot these over so you can see most of these cards. I know when I watch tarot readings, I prefer to see the cards. So, okay, let's clarify this now using the After Tarot deck. If you're not familiar with this deck, the images are different. That changes the meanings of the cards a little bit, but we'll go through them as necessary here in your reading. Can you clarify this, please, for the Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements for March 2026? We are clarifying the Wheel of Fortune, Queen of Wands, the Lovers, just wanted to show itself. We're clarifying the Wheel of Fortune, Queen of Wands, Ten of Cups, Page of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, the Hanged Man, Two of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Wheel of Fortune is clarified by the Ten of Wands. The Queen of Wands is clarified by the Two of Cups. The Ten of Cups is clarified by the High Priestess. The Page of Pentacles is clarified by the Five of Pentacles. Please have patience with me. I'm a Gemini, and my ruling planet is now fully in retrograde. So if I stumble or fumble, I apologize ahead of time. Queen of Pentacles is clarified by the Queen of Pentacles. Hot damn. Seven of Wands clarified by the Three of Swords. The Hanged Man is clarified by the Five of Wands. The Two of Cups is clarified by the Tower. And the Ace of Cups is clarified by the Three of Pentacles. Sneak peek now into April. The Star, the Hanged Man, and the Moon. And that leaves the Six of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, Eight of Swords to the Six of Cups at the bottom of the deck. If you are a Capricorn and you are not interested in re-engaging with a past person, whether that is a friend, family member, or lover, then this reading is not for you. Do not get upset. Just check another placement. For those of you interested in reconciliation with a person here, again, whether it's a friend, family member, lover, could be your boss or your neighbor, for all I know, then this reading is for you. Your overall energy here for the month of March, which I think is changing the game between you and this person, like energetically changing the dynamic between the two, is the Queen of Pentacles to the Queen of Pentacles. You are wholeheartedly invested in you. This drastically changes the game. I don't know if in the past you overgave, or you were a people pleaser, or you nurtured this particular individual, or maybe lots of people in your life, like you put them ahead of yourself. That's energetically changing here. You're actively nurturing yourself, people, plants, your space, your responsibilities, but only the things that matter to you. Man, you've drawn a very fine line here. This is you putting the oxygen mask on yourself first when there's turbulence on the plane, where maybe in the past you ran up and down the aisle putting oxygen masks on everyone else. So I don't know what you went through. Obviously a difficult time or a hard lesson. We have your heart here mending in the After Tarot deck. With that Three of Swords card, we have the Ten of Wands, the burdens being released. So you've definitely healed a wound here, and that wound is different for all of you. But this one particular wound here for the Capricorn collective has been healed. And I think you were all doing it differently, obviously, right? You're all individuals. But the umbrella, basically, that all of your these various lessons, sorry, I'm stumbling over my words, the umbrella that they all sat under was putting other people first. And that's a no-go. So at least for the month of March, and I hope this is an energy that you take with you well into your future, but that wound of being a people pleaser and putting other people first and putting yourself last and being okay with bare minimum and sitting at the bottom of the barrel, that's not what you're doing. And it's not because now you're waiting for people to do right by you, or you're waiting for people to respect you and nurture you. No, you have basically taken this table, if you will, and you flipped it over. You're like, F this. From here on out, I'm taking care of me first. And believe it or not, that elevates your energy so much so that the other energies that want to come in and interact with you have to level up. They have no choice. Otherwise, they're left behind. And they might not psychologically know that in the moment. They're not processing it that way. But energetically, they know that. They know that there's a leveling up that they need to do. So you have one particular person here in your life where you've had a lot of difficulty with this person. I think your downfall to some degree in that connection was you overgave. I'm not blaming you for whatever this person did to you, but the role that you played, or the part that you played in the disintegration of the connection, was putting that person consistently, like their needs, wants, and desires above yours. Now that you've healed that wound, you've changed the game. Now that you're focused on you, you've changed the game. The Queen of Pentacles is looking at the baby in this picture. I feel like this was the old you, like always looking to nurture this particular person. But in the After Tarot deck, the Queen of Pentacles is looking at themselves, their own reflection in the pentacle that they're holding. So I think instead of finding your worth and value in others and nurturing others, you now, at least in the month of March, are finding worth and value in nurturing yourself first. And that changes the game with at least one particular connection in your life that you've had difficulty with up until this point. Wheel of Fortune to the Ten of Wands. In the After Tarot deck, the individual has dropped whatever behavior or however they were engaging that made it difficult for them to get to their desired destination. You've dropped that. That's why I feel like you've healed a wound. And in healing that wound, you now release yourself from that burden. You're holding the Ace of Wands. So this is a fresh start or a new beginning for you. And I think it's just how you're showing up in the world. And you're showing up in the world of me first. That changes the game. The Wheel of Fortune now spins in your favor. Queen of Wands to the Two of Cups. You now do have someone because, again, you put yourself first. And they don't have to be a queen. They could be a king. I don't read body parts. But this is someone that, based upon their past with you, because I always look at queens existing in the present moment based upon their past experiences. So you have someone here based upon their past experiences with you and watching what has transpired since then. They are now reaching out to you. They are taking the energetic role as well as the 3D role to come towards you. Ten of Cups to the High Priestess. I think part of you knew that. I don't think you did this for this reason. I think a part of you knew that this person would return. I'm going to clarify that more for you. So Page of Pentacles to the Five of Pentacles. You're now receiving communication from this individual. Now, this could be a letter. This person is looking at something that is written. So it could be a text message or a letter. It could be a postcard. It could be an email. It's possible for some of you it could actually be a phone call. But you seem to be reviewing what this person is sending you. So it could be a text message for some of you, or like a DM or a private message or something like that. But you have an individual here who wants to come in from out of the cold with you. Seven of Wands to the Three of Swords. Whoever this person is, you're a bit guarded. And the reason why you're a bit guarded is because you've healed that wound within you, which in the past would have allowed this person to come in and out of your life like you were some kind of, I don't know, human version of a doormat. And you're no longer the human version of a doormat, at least for this one person. So because you're healed and because you've healed that wound within you, you seem to be a little on guard, a little defensive when this person reaches out to you. Hangman to the Five of Wands. You're taking a moment here this month after you receive communication from this person to figure out what you really want with this particular connection. Like if you want to allow it back in, and if you do, to what degree. I don't feel like you're arguing with yourself or with this person. You seem to be giving yourself the time you need to figure out what it is that you exactly want from this connection. And then the Two of Cups to the Tower. You're making your decision. And it seems to be a final decision, at least for now, as final as we can get, right? Because things do change in the future. But the Ace of Cups to the Three of Pentacles, I feel like you are accepting this cup. And I feel like it's an apology. And I think you are accepting it with that Three of Pentacles. Let's begin to clarify. Okay, that's the After Tarot deck. I always get confused because both the After Tarot deck and your deck has the white border around the images. I want to clarify. Let's clarify this person first. Clarify the Queen of Wands. Yeah, if you don't want to pass person, not your reading, don't get mad, don't throw shade, just check another placement. But for those of you who are interested, tell me about the Queen of Wands. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Queen of Wands is clarified by the Devil. There you are. You have the Six of Wands. And you have the Seven of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Page of Cups. There's your apology. So this person has, for whatever reason, waited a little bit to come towards you. Tell me more about this person. One more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the Emperor. We have the Seven of Swords. That's why. And the Strength card. Bottom of the deck, Two of Pentacles. This person has, or they feel, right? I don't want to speak for them, but I'm energetically seeing here what's in their energy. They're coming towards you very, very carefully. Like this person is very conscious or will be very conscious of what they're saying to you. And that's basically because they don't want to F it up again. In the After Tower deck, the Seven of Swords is someone who's walking ever so cautiously, looking back into the past, maybe a past mistake that they made or the wrong way that they treated you or how they approached you. And so they're moving towards you very cautiously. They're not wanting to make a mistake, whether it's the same mistake they made in the past or a new mistake. So with that Courage card, yeah, it's taking courage, strength, and perseverance to come towards you. But this person is also holding themselves back. And I think what they're doing, that strength to the Seven of Swords, I feel like they're watching their words very, very carefully. It's almost like they, it's like they feel like they, if they say something wrong, or they say something that could be interpreted incorrectly, it'll be like the final end to the connection with you. So there's a lot of strategy at play in how do I approach Capricorn? When do I approach Capricorn? What do I say? How do I say it? Do I call them? Do I text them? Do I write them a letter? This person actually is putting a lot of thoughts into how they will come towards you to offer you this. It looks like an offer of reconciliation. At the very least, it's an apology. Ten of Cups to the High Priestess. Clarify the Ten of Cups. So this could be a family member for some of you. It could be a spouse or someone that you saw long-term commitment with. It could even be a friend that you felt was like family to you. But the High Priestess tells me there was a part of you that always thought, knew, or believed, or maybe even hoped that this person would return. One more shuffle here. Thank you. I don't feel like you waited for this person to come around. You have Justice. You have the Ace of Wands. And you have the Three of Wands, bottom of the deck, Temperance. Yeah, I don't think you, again, I don't think you physically were waiting. I think you went on with your life. I think you healed. I think you got busy with other things. I think you moved forward. But there was a part of you, energetically speaking, that thought eventually this person will come around. Or I hope eventually this person comes around. Tell me about the High Priestess energy here. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Page of Swords, you knew that you would eventually hear from this person. Again, we see the Ten of Cups, and then you see the Chariot. Bottom of the deck, Five of Cups, and you're no longer crying over this connection. You're instead focused on the Two of Cups. So I think you energetically knew that eventually this person would come back around. Or again, like I was saying, you hoped that they would come around. So it looks like they do. They make you this offering. Tell me more about the Page of Pentacles, this offering or this communication. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Page of Pentacles is clarified by the Ace of Pentacles, the Fool, and the Eight of Wands. Bottom of the deck, King of Pentacles. Wow, King to the Queen of Pentacles. Some of you, this could be a spouse. It could be parents. Sometimes King and Queen of Pentacles could be parents or elders in a family. This is someone that at some point in time you saw as your equal. So this is communication from this person. Tell me more about them wanting to come in from out of the cold. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Five of Pentacles is being clarified by the Fool. You have two Fool cards here. You have the Wheel of Fortune again, and you have the Four of Swords. Bottom of the deck, you have the Seven of Cups. I almost get the feeling that this person wants to clean the slate with you. I don't know why I get that feeling. Like, can we forget about that? Can we start over? Because in the Seven of Cups card in the After Tarot deck, the individual is leaving Six Cups on the shelf and they're moving towards the Ace of Cups, like a new beginning. So I feel like this person wants to offer you this apology and be like, hey, Capricorn, can we just start over? Like, I really effed up back there. I really effed up back there. And I think you, like I said, you've been waiting for this. Although I don't think you've been hanging around the house waiting for this person. But energetically, I think you knew that this person would eventually come back around. And it looks like they are. Two of Cups to the Tower. So then you have a decision here to make after a lot of contemplation. And it looks like you're making the decision. Tell me about the Two of Cups in regards to this partnership. Tell me more about that Tower to the Two of Cups. One more shuffle here. Thank you. You have the King of Wands. You have the Queen of Swords. And you have the Strength card. Bottom of the deck, the Empress. So you're holding yourself back from making an immediate decision. It's like you want to think it through. Tell me more about this here. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Tower is clarified by the Three of Cups, the Devil, and the Four of Pentacles, bottom of the deck, the Lovers. You may not want to hear it, and please don't allow tarot to dictate what you do, but most of you watching will proceed forward with this connection, but you're doing it differently. And it looks like you're conveying that to this person. It's like you are willing to give this connection a second, third, fourth, fifth try. I don't know how many times you've been at it with this person. I'm going to say in that 10 of Cups, you have a lot of deep emotions for them. And even though you have moved on from the connection, I don't think you energetically ever fully moved on from this connection. It does look like you are conveying to them that you would like to reunite. You'd like to come back together again. But whatever toxicity occurred in the connection, you're also letting them know that you're not going to do that again. So I don't know what that is. I just heard I'm not doing that again. So I don't think it's that you're not doing the connection again. You're not doing the connection that way again. Because the Four of Pentacles in the After Tower deck is met by the Grim Reaper. This is Scorpionic energy. So you want to put an end to toxicity here in the connection. In the After Tower deck, whatever was toxic here, these people are freed from it. So I almost feel like you're giving this person conditions for allowing them back in. Lovers, that Seven of Cups to the Ace of Swords. Yes, that's what you're doing. You're giving this person conditions again. Like, I will try this again with you, or we can try to rebuild this connection, or I forgive you. However you're going to word it, immediately after that, there's a but. And the but is now, because you know your self-worth and self-value, there are, I want to call rules of engagement, but there are certain standards or certain things that this person now has to do in an effort to show up differently. What is that? Because you're willing to accept the Ace of Cups from them, and you're willing to work on the connection, but there's a but there. What is that? One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Seven of Swords, the Three of Swords, and the Nine of Wands. That can't happen again. So whatever that was for you, whether it was secrets, whether it was infidelity, whether it was a failure to commit, verbally being aggressive towards you, whatever that was, that, remember I said but, Seven of Swords, Three of Swords, Nine of Wands. I'm not doing that again. I'm not doing that again. You're not doing this to me again. And you're really putting this person on notice. I mean, you're King of Wands to the Queen of Swords here. Tell me more about this here. That was that but. You're not doing that to me again, because 7 plus 3 is 10 of Swords. So I'll try this again with you and we can rebuild, but you can't betray me again. If you betray me again, that's it. I feel like that's the but. Almost like an ultimatum, if you will. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Further clarified by the King of Swords, the King of Wands, and the Two of Wands. I'll move forward with you. I'll plan the future. I'll plan moving forward, right? Forward movement, future movement. The Two of Wands in this deck talks about future planning. So you're telling this person, King to the Queen of Swords, King of Wands to the King of Wands. This is eye to eye. You're not afraid. You're not afraid to lose this person. That's what it is. That's why you know your effing worth. You're not afraid to lose this person. I'll give you another chance, but if this happens again, I'm done. I'm willing to move forward with you, or at least discuss how the two of us can move forward, but I'm good on my own, sovereign. I have no doubts, fears, or insecurities that I can survive you. You start breadcrumbing me again, or you don't pay me adequately, like, I don't know, maybe this is your boss. It could be your landlord, you know, I don't know. But if you don't treat me properly, if there's no reciprocity, I have no problem walking away from you. That's the but part that's happening here. Wow. Okay. So then when we look into April, so most of you are going to work at this relationship or take this person back. But yeah, there are conditions here that they need to meet. How does this person respond to this? Let's see if we can give you a heads up. How does this person respond to this? I'm being told to take it. The Sun card. So there a yes. That is the biggest yes card in tarot. The Sun, the Lovers, and the High Priestess. Bottom of deck, King of Cups. King to the Queen of Cups here. This person says yes. In an effort to heal this connection, this person is saying yes. Tell me more about how this person feels about this. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Sun again. That's double yes. The Six of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. This is fully acknowledging. I just got chills, goosebumps, spiritual, some people call them. This is fully acknowledging, yes, I know that if I make a choice to breadcrumb you again, that you're going to walk out. And you're going to do it with no fanfare. You're just going to disappear from my life. High Priestess to the Nine of Pentacles. I understand that. So that this person is agreeing to your term, that if they engage in that behavior again, they know you'll just quietly leave because you're good on your own. You don't really need them, is what you're telling them. And that's harsh. But after what they put you through, I don't know, maybe it's warranted. That seems to be what you're telling this person. If you do that again, I'm walking away. I'm not even going to fight for this. You won't hear from me ever again. I'll just disappear. It's harsh, but they're meeting you with a yes. I'm making the choice. I'm understanding this, that if I do that to you again, I lose you for good. Okay, April. 5 of Cups, 8 of Pentacles, and the Queen of Cups. Here I see you actively building to try to work on this connection. Tell me more about this here. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Clarified by the Empress, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. Bottom of the deck is Judgment. I don't want to say you're holding their feet to the fire, but you're holding firm with whatever terms you gave them here. You're actively working on the connection in April. You're taking it slow. You're not giving this person a gold star every time they show up the right way. You're not treating them like a kid. You're treating them like an equal, or at least you're expecting them to show up like an equal. And you're holding very firm to the judgment call you made in March. Some of you may actually be also reminding them in April, like, okay, it's been a month or whatever. It's been a couple of weeks. You know, so far so good. But you're not promising them anything. That 5 of Cups, you're still willing to walk away. And that might be what you're reminding them in April. I've never seen you like this before. Clarify the Star to the Hangman to the Moon. It's almost like the jury's still out on this. 9 of Swords, 2 of Swords, and the Knight of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Hierophant to the Hierophant. So in April, there appears here to be a discussion. Is it because this person is initiating the conversation? Is that what's happening here? One more shuffle here. Thank you. 6 of Swords, conversation. So, because swords are air, right? Yep. 10 of Swords and the Hermit, bottom of the deck, Judgment. Okay, that's exactly what's happening here. So, in April, whether it's, because I don't know where in March this is going to happen for each of you, okay? So, I'll just say it's been a month, okay? So, it looks like there's a conversation from this person that it's like they're talking to you and saying, wow, we're really doing well. We had a really great 4 weeks, right? We had a really great month. They're basically looking for insight from you, and your response to them seems to be, yeah, so far so good. You're not like, oh yeah, I'm back in love with you, or oh yeah, I really like working here, or yep, you're the best friend. And you're continuing to be cold. You're continuing to show up in sword energy. You're giving to the connection. You're working on the connection, but you're not defaulting to an old pattern. So while they seem to be excited or looking for some kind of feedback from you, like, hey, we've had a pretty good 1 month so far, you're like, yeah, time will tell if it continues. I've never seen you be this way. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Queen of Swords. I told you I've never seen you be this way. 4 of Wands and the 6 of Swords. That's your response to them. So far, so good. So far, so good. Well, we'll see if it keeps going. So far, so good. All right. That's your reading. You have someone from the past. I'm going to call them an ex-friend, family member, lover. Again, it could be a boss asking you to come back to work, and you decide to go back. And a month later, they're like, aren't you glad you came back? Everything's great. And you're like, yeah, we'll see. We'll see if it continues. I'm a little afraid of you, energetically speaking here. But I'm proud of you because, again, you've been a human doormat for most of your life here with different people. So whatever transpired here with the person, it looks like you learned the lesson. I don't know if they learned the lesson. I guess we'll see, right? Time will tell if they've learned the lesson. But you learned the lesson. I don't think you're going back to the person you used to be. Let's get you 3 oracle cards, please, from this deck. Thank you. Thank you. Bountiful nature, putting yourself first, and successful. I think you've flipped the script here on this person. I don't think they expected this version of you when they returned. Okay, we'll take them. Okay, you have bountiful nature and you have manifesting, magic manifesting. Your dreams, visions, and goals are becoming a reality. Stay focused. So stay focused on being the best version of yourself, nurturing yourself, healing that old wound, not repeating that past pattern. And yeah, what you're manifesting or the connection you're manifesting does come in. Again, for those of you that have been trying to manifest this person back, you're putting yourself first, and then you have transcendence. Rise up, honor your inner 4 steps are being given, dance with the universe. So you are right on path where you're supposed to be in terms of knowing your worth and value. Then you have success. Your idea is divinely guided and supported by the same infinite wisdom of God that gave you the idea. So do not allow concerns to prevent you from turning it around or like going back. So yeah, when this person comes back in, don't default to the old you, because the old you will only ensure that you have the old relationship that you had with this person. And we saw how that ended. 7 of Swords, 3 of Swords. So you're going to have to maintain your vibration here, which I think will be fairly easy for you to do. Then you have expect miracles. So if you're able to do that, expect miracles. Remember that only love is real. Miracles will occur naturally. Spirit has your back. And you have light activation. Shine your light. Your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. Close it off with some kippers. I'll get you some advice. We'll do 2 sets of advice here for those of you where it's a platonic connection, and then for those of you where it is romantic. Can I get 2 cards here for that top row? 2 cards here for the middle row. I told you jury is still out. And 2 cards here for the last row. And then the adjudication card came out. Okay, you have distant horizons is in the reverse, and you have the community card. If you've been waiting, this is kind of like 3 of Cups. You've been waiting for a reunion, a reconciliation. Now is the time. The wait is over, because distant horizons in the upright for me is a timing card, 3 to 6 months. So the time is now for this to occur. You have concern, and you have false person came out on the side. Again, time will reveal itself, or this person will reveal itself via their actions, whether or not they are a false person or not. And then you have adjudication and pathway. I think you're going to move forward with this person, but you're reserving judgment if they're going to spend if they're going to be in your life for the duration. You have change, you have message, and you have coffin. Then you got message again. You got that 7 of Swords card to the toil and labor, to the privileged lady. I think, I get the feeling here that because you changed, you're now going to receive communication from this person, like they want to resurrect the connection with you from the past, something that was dead and gone. You're willing to work on it, but the moment they show that 7 of Swords behavior, you're gone. 9 of Pentacles, and that came out before. You're gone. Privileged lady, privileged man, bad health. The moment they show you any sign that they're repeating a past behavior, you're out, and you're not making any fanfare over it. It's like you just, I don't know, it's like you just unplug yourself from the connection. Let's get you some advice now. 3 cards if this is a platonic. Friend, family member, neighbor, boss, coworker, client. Could be a provider for all I know. Maybe you're a business owner and this is could be a contract that you have with like a service provider or something. Whoever it is, you are giving them another try, although you are very cautiously moving towards it. 3 cards of advice if this is a platonic. One more shuffle. Thank you. You have the Tower, you have the Sun, and you have the 10 of Wands. Bottom of the deck, you have Temperance. If it's a platonic, and again, that Tower, we don't see that coming, right? With that Tower moment where they're contacting you out of the blue, just give consideration. Is this a connection that you really want? Do you think that this has the ability to go to distance? If you think that it'll be too difficult to achieve the desired result, then say no. If you think that it might require a little heavy lifting on your part, but it'll be worth it in the end, say yes. You're going to have to trust your intuition on this one. If you want to balance out this connection, heal this connection, and move forward with this person. So trust your intuition. I wouldn't even go by what they're saying. Trust your intuition on this one. But yeah, is the ability there to heal the connection and be positive and go the distance with them? Absolutely. Overcome the burdens and difficulties? Absolutely. It will take some work on your part as well as on their part, but it's there. However, if at some point in time you feel like this is becoming too difficult, or I feel like I'm repeating a past cycle, then that's your moment where you need to unplug. 3 cards of advice here if this is a romantic connection. 3 cards of advice here. One more shuffle. Thank you. If this is a romantic connection, King of Pentacles, that's how that person came up before, right? The 9 of Swords and the King of Wands. Bottom of the deck, 7 of Swords. This needs to be addressed, which I clearly see you doing here. So yeah, if you want to take this person back and give them another try, it's going to be on you to set the standard about what you are expecting from them, what you will and won't tolerate from them. 7 of Swords, the Queen of Wands, they showed up as the Queen of Wands and King of Pentacles, and then the 8 of Cups. Yeah, if they engage in this behavior again, you're out. 8 of Cups, the Lovers, it's a choice you're making. It's automatically unplugging from them. Ace of Wands, that's the truth. 5 of Swords, the minute there is loss, tension, conflict, I don't mean petty disagreements, but I mean you're putting me in competition, or I feel like I'm being verbally manipulated or gaslit or anything like that. If you're trying to tell me what I'm experiencing isn't what I'm experiencing, I know you're gaslighting me, I'm out of here. That seems to be what you're doing here, is you're putting this person on notice, and that's your advice. Your advice is to tell them what transpired in the past, what you will and won't tolerate moving forward. And then if you want to move forward again, just wait and see what happens. That is what I have for you, Capricorn, for March 2026. If you like that message, it resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, subscribe, hype the video if you're able to do that, and stand strong. Do not default to the old you here. You will get the outcome that you want. Until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace.